Hi, kids, moms, and dads. Welcome back to Children's Bible Story Time at the Father's House. Last time we were together, we read a story called The Sun Stopped Shining. And in that story, you'll remember Jesus took his cross up that hill to a place called Golgotha, and he was crucified there, and he died. And they took his body down in that last story that we read, and they put it in a sepulcher or a tomb, or it was just a big cave, and they rolled a huge stone in front of it. And it seemed like that was the end of Jesus. Today's story is called God's Wonderful Surprise, and it's by Sally Lloyd-Jones also. Let's read and see what she has to say, continuing the resurrection story that took place over 2,000 years ago. Jesus' friends were so sad. They would never see their best friend again. How could this happen? Wasn't Jesus the Redeemer, the King that God had promised? It wasn't supposed to end like this. Yes, but who ever said anything about the end? Just before sunrise on the third day, God sent an earthquake and an angel from heaven. When the guards saw the angel, they fell down on the ground like they were dead and were frightened. The angel rolled the huge stone away, and then he sat on top of it, and he waited. At first glimmer of dawn, Mary Magdalene and the other women headed to the tomb to wash Jesus' body. The early morning sun slanted through the ancient olive trees. Drops of dew glittered on the leaves and on the grass, and there were little tears in their eyes. The friends walked quietly along the hilly path through the olive groves until they reached the tomb. Immediately, they noticed something was very odd. It was wide open. They peered through the opening into the dark tomb. But wait, but Jesus' body, it was gone, they said. See the women? They're going to wash his body. But when they got there, the stone had already been rolled away. Something else, a shining man was there with clothes made from lightning. Don't be scared, the angel said, but they couldn't help it. They screamed anyway. And the angel asked them, "What are you doing here? This is a tomb, and tombs are for dead people." And the women couldn't speak. The angel said, "Jesus isn't dead anymore. He is alive again." And their hearts leaped, and the angel laughed with such gladness, and they all felt for a moment as if they had woken from a nightmare. You see the angel? The bright clothing? He told them Jesus wasn't there. He wasn't dead anymore. The other women rushed home, but Mary stayed behind. How could it be true? Jesus was definitely dead. How could he be alive? Just then, Mary heard someone else in the garden. Perhaps it's the gardener, she thought. He'll know where Jesus' body is. I don't know where Jesus' body is, Mary said urgently. I can't find him, to the gardener. But it was all right. Jesus knew where she was, and he had found her. It wasn't the gardener. It was Jesus. Mary. Only one person said her name like that. She could hear her heart thumping. She turned around, and she could make out a figure. She shaded her eyes to see and thought that she was dreaming. But she wasn't dreaming. She was seeing Jesus. Mary fell to the ground. Sudden tears filled her eyes, and great sobs shook her whole body. And all she wanted to do in that moment was cling to Jesus and to never let him go again. You'll be able to hold on to me later, Mary, Jesus said. And always be close with me, Jesus told her. But now, go and tell the others that I am alive. You see Jesus? Go tell the others that I'm alive, Jesus said. He said, you can touch me later, but for now, just go tell the others. And Mary ran all the way to the city. She had never run so fast or so far in all her life. She felt that she could have run forever. She didn't even feel like her feet touched the ground. The sun seemed to be dancing and gleaming and bouncing across the sky, racing with her and shining brighter than she ever remembered it in the clear, fresh air. And it seemed to her that morning as she ran almost as if the whole world had been made brand new again, almost as if the whole world was singing for joy. The trees and the tiny sounds and the grass and the birds and her heart. Was God really making everything sad come untrue? Was he making even death come untrue? She couldn't wait to tell Jesus' friends. They won't believe it, she laughed. And she was right, of course. See Mary? She's running just as fast as she can. Have you ever run just as fast as you could just to tell somebody some good news? Well, this was the good news that Mary had, was that Jesus was alive and she had actually seen him. And what a wonderful thing that is for you and I, that he rose from the dead because he paid the penalty for our sins and he purchased a place for us in heaven, which he gives to us as a free gift if we just believe in him. What a wonderful resurrection story that Jesus is alive. God bless.